This week on the Nindie Focus Podcast, the cast gives their thoughts on speed dating for Ghost and Starman, Anode, Good Job, Rogue Legacy, and BroForce. And then in our Switching on a Budget segment, we review the game When Ski Lifts Go Wrong. It all starts right now. And welcome to another episode of the Nindie Focus Podcast. I am Roger Reichert. Along with me is Mike Ryan.
Hi.
And Phil Hoff.
I am so stoked to be here and continue this tradition we've got.
I'm glad to hear that, Phil. And then Jordan Lemos.
Yo, how's it going?
How's everybody? Hey, I have to ask you guys, before we start talking about games and Nindie games, how are you guys holding up with the coronavirus going around? How's it going?
I'm alive.
That's good. That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Alive and still working, so my day-to-day has not changed very much at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, alive and not working. So my day-to-day is weird. I don't know what day any day is anymore. Like, no day means anything to me anymore. Time literally means nothing.
Is that what they call a humble brag?
Maybe. I don't know, but I think I'm slowly losing my mind. So we'll see what happens. Like, by the time this episode next week, like, I may be just long gone.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I get lost of like, what day is it? What are we on? Because I've been working. So usually my basement is like my area where I go and hang out to play games or stream or podcast. But now that I work in my office now too, actually work in my office, it's weird because I spend so much time in here. I'm like, I don't know if I like this anymore.
Do you at least have a window to the outside world?
No, I'm in the basement.
Man.
So it's under the stairs. My office is under the stairs, literally. I mean, it's a big room, but it's
you're in Harry Potter's bedroom.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But I have a bathroom, not like Harry Potter did not have a bathroom in his little cubby under the stairs, but
I'm sure he had a bucket or something.
yeah, probably. But we were out for a bike ride, and this is how different the world is now. So we're out for a bike ride. We live out in the middle of nowhere, so we're out for a bike ride, and we're going down these like cul-de-sac areas, and we go down this road, and we've never been down this road before. And it's nice houses. We're riding our bikes by. It's me and my wife and my two kids, and my wife has a trailer for our baby daughter, and this guy comes up. We're riding past his house, and he's like, "Hey, you can't ride past here." And we're like, what? And he's walking towards us, and I'm thinking, oh God, this guy's gonna kill us. Like, this is how it ends. And he's like, you can't drive your bike past here. And we're like, okay. And then he says, without stopping, get a piece of candy. And he pulls out this bag of candy. And I was like, whoa, dude, social distancing. Just like stay away from us. Like, those were the thoughts I had.
Oh, well, hold on. Wait. So, Rod, I think the most important thing is what kind of candy was it?
Honestly, yeah, that
if we're
is the good
talking
question.
if we're talking like king-sized, Reese's peanut butter cups, I'd be like, hell yeah, invite me inside.
Yeah, no. So it was bite-sized candies, and then my son, who's allergic to dairy, this is really funny. He's like, I can't eat any of this. And he was like, what? And he's like, I'm allergic to dairy. I can't eat any of this. He's 5, and he's telling this guy this. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. We got a bucket of candy. We'll trade it out for a piece that he can eat. It's fine. Just take the piece of candy. But I've taken it. I'm like, wash your hands when you get home. But it was such a weird, and he was really super nice. And then he said, oh, you should come by on Halloween because we give out full-size candy bars, king-size candy bars. And we're like, okay, sold. But it was just weird because my first thought was, oh, dude, stay away from us. Like, 6 feet away. Why are you getting closer? Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
You know, it's a weird world where a guy offering kids candy is more normal than just somebody approaching you.
Yeah, that's right.
You should totally show up at his house tomorrow dressed up in costumes.
And pull the Jordan, just go, I have no idea what day or month it is.
Is it October yet?
It feels like October. Where am I? So I don't know. I thought that was I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought that was really funny.
That's pretty good.
So anyway, welcome to the show. And yeah, this show we focus on Nindie games. Obviously, the title of the show is called Nindie Focus. And so we'll start off the show by talking about the games that we're currently playing. And we'll start with you, Jordan. What games are you currently playing?
Yeah, sure. So I played 2 new Nindies this week. The first one is called Starman. It's a really nice, like calm, atmospheric puzzle game. Is I guess all the adjectives I would use there. The art's really, really cool. Like it's basically all black and white and like an isometric view, but the whites are like sometimes they like pop and glow a little bit. And basically you're like a little astronaut and you're just going around solving puzzles and going to the next level. And when you do, you get this little orb and you drop it into a fire and a blue butterfly comes out. And then you do the next level. And it's just like the music is very calm and relaxing. The puzzles, at least so far, aren't terribly hard. But like you do have to think sometimes like, okay, in what order do I need to do this? I think overall it's only at most maybe like a 3-hour game or so. But I'm really, really enjoying it. And the whole like atmosphere of it is nice. Like I was actually... when I play a lot of Nindies or games on my Switch, I'll have my TV going. But I was turning it off for this one just because like the feel of it was so nice that I was like, I don't want anything kind of like interfering with this.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a really good one.
I looked up this game because you mentioned that this is the game you're going to be talking about, and it looked like you said, it looked really interesting. It looked. Do you know if this was this like a PC port of a game? Do you know? I
think it's also on, if I remember right, I think it's also on PC and maybe mobile as well. Like I think it's kind of hit everything.
Okay.
But it came to, I don't know how long it's been on Switch, but it was on one of the ones on the sale. I think it's like under $1 right now.
Ooh.
And totally worth it for what it is and how many hours it is and everything like that.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that game out. And what was the other game you're playing?
The other one is called Speed Dating for Ghosts. It's so good. This one came out on Valentine's Day, this last Valentine's Day. So it's on Switch new, but I know it's been on PC. So basically the whole idea with this one is that you yourself are dead, like you're a ghost. You never see yourself because it's like first person, but you basically go to a speed dating event for ghosts, and there's like multiple different rooms that you can go to, and in each one there's 3 characters that you'll basically speed date with. So you'll start your conversations with them. They all have a very unique like art style. Like for example, one of the characters is like really, really buff and kind of looks like, I don't know how to describe it, very weird, humanoid in a way, but then he has like a football lodged in his skull kind of thing. Because that's like had to do with how he died and everything.
Yeah.
That's like Beetlejuicy.
Yeah.
And then you go through a couple of rounds with each 3, and there's like dialogue choices and stuff, and the dates can go well or not. And if they go well, you can meet up with them afterwards. And then when you do, you kind of get more of a feel for who they are. So you'll get like little hints of like, oh, this person kind of has a more tragic backstory, or like this person's just really weird. This person's funny. This person's like kind of depressed. I don't want to ruin anything just because it's so interesting. Every character is so unique that you want to go on the dates with them just to see more about them. So like some of them you'll find out how they died, or like something about their life or what they enjoyed, and you'll kind of just like experience that with them. There's one character that's kind of coming to terms with being dead, and so you can kind of help them through that process. So there's like a lot of different feelings. Like sometimes you'll be laughing, other times you'll be like thinking just like, oof, like, yeah, this would be really hard to go through. I'm doing one right now that I just hopped out of before starting the show, and it's like definitely one of those that I was like, oof, this one's hitting a bit hard. Like it hits you in the feels. And the art's really simple. It's kind of just like a one color background. All the ghosts have unique art. But yeah, it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. The writing is really, really good. All the ghosts are so unique and, look either weird or cute. Yeah, I highly, highly recommend it.
That's awesome. Was that on sale too as part of the spring?
And I think so. I think it's normally it's like $7 or $8 anyways.
Oh wow.
But I think it was maybe on sale for $5. But yeah, it's great. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's so simple, but like in its simplicity, it does what it's doing so very well that you don't actually want anything more from it, because you're just like, yes, just the fact that this is dialogue and I'm talking to these ghosts and I have a few choices here and there is perfect.
Nice. That's awesome. I I find it really interesting, all the dating games. I played Arcade Spirits. I don't know if you've played that game at all, Jordan.
No.
So that's also another dating game, but it takes place in like a alternate universe where arcades are still a thing. It's really interesting. But then the other game that I'm excited about that's coming out is Later Dater as well, which is old age dating in a nursing home, I think. So that looks really interesting. But I'll have to check this game out. I think this sounds interesting, and I don't know. I like those chill kind of games, so that sounds really cool.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. Plus, we can't forget about that Fox dating game coming out.
Oh,
maybe it's not a dating game, but it's a visual novel.
That's right. That's right. I gotta get a review code for that. I will get a review code for that. I will do my best.
If not, I'll just buy it for you, Jordan.
No.
Nice.
Your secret's safe with everybody except for Todd.
You can say you got a review code.
I just want to play it ironically. You know? Yeah.
Yep. We're here to support your ironicness.
I appreciate it.
Nice. Thanks, Jordan. What about you, Phil? What have you been playing?
I have been playing. I messed around with a game called Nicky the Home Alone Golf Ball. I played a little bit of that. It's a video game, man.
This game? It's a video game, man.
It was $1, so I was like, oh, what the hell? And you play as a golf ball that's been left at home alone, and you're trying to like get to the next location. It's almost, the controls are almost Angry Birdsy.
Oh,
so it's kind of like it's definitely built more so for the touch screen than it is for using any kind of joysticks or the controller or anything like that. Because I tried it at first with the controller and I couldn't get anything done. So I messed around with that a little bit. I didn't play a ton of it. I of course played the game we'll be talking about later a little bit, and then I made the discovery of a game that's 6 years old that everybody in the entire world knew about except for me, apparently.
And me.
And Roger. And Mike. So the three of us had no idea this game existed. And it's called BroForce. And it is absolutely wonderful, amazing, pun-filled, gory goodness.
Yeah. I if I can find, I'm going to play the music right now. Out to look for it. And Phil, while you talk about this game, I'm going to have the music playing underneath it.
Okay. Interesting. So take every action hero from every movie ever made and throw bro somewhere in their name and go out and kill terrorists is kind of what it all comes down to. It's super campy, 16-bit, but there's a lot of variety in the gameplay, and each of the characters has got different firepower and different secondary destruction things that they can do as well. And with a vast majority of the environment being destructible, you can kind of just burrow your way to where you need to go to rescue other people to unlock more bros, and there's just bros and blood everywhere. There's dogs. The dogs I discovered today actually attack the corpses of the things that you've killed, so they provide a distraction.
Oh, interesting.
And there's boss fights. There's little secondary areas. Everywhere that you invade has got the word bro somewhere into it. I should say liberate, not invade. Has got bro somewhere in the title. Like Cambodia was one of the levels that I played earlier. It's just cheesy, good fun by Developer Digital, I believe is the name of the studio, or Devolver.
Devolver, I think.
They published it, yeah. But it's super awesome, and it's on sale right now for $3.74 on the Switch. If you're like the three of us and have lived in a cave for the last 6 years, go buy this game right now.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I'm just saying that I really think it's a big mistake that I joined this podcast, because after one episode, I've already purchased 3 games off the eShop.
I know, me too.
I've spent more time with my Switch than I ever have because of this podcast.
Yeah, so Mike, you haven't played this yet, right?
No, I have it, but I haven't played it.
Okay. Jordan, you played this though on
Yeah, I played it a long time ago on PS4.
Okay. Mike, it is so great. And the thing that I love is the fact that, you can unlock these different characters and the names that they have. Like, they had a Blade character. They had Blade, the Wesley Snipes character that he played, Marvel character. And it was I think it was like Braid or
Braid or something like
Braid,
that.
Yeah. And then they had Dirty Brody or Brary or something like that. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then the Brominator, yeah.
Bro Cop.
Yeah, Bro Cop. That's just great.
And they all just look like the normal character, but with like a big, like Groucho Marx type of nose on them.
Yes. And I wonder, like we talked about this, Phil, I wonder how they're able to get away with getting the likeness like that. I mean, because the characters look
Spot on.
Spot on, yeah. It's interesting. And then yeah, it is cool that each character has their own like attack. Like the Derry Harry character has a 6-gun or a revolver that shoots obviously 6 bullets, but they're really strong bullets. It's really fascinating. And then they have like I forgot Rambo character and then Judge Dredd character.
Yep,
it's hilarious.
The Terminator one's got this huge Gatling gun that as you're shooting it, it pushes you backwards, so you can only fire it in spurts. As you fall off of cliffs. It's so much fun. Just stupid fun.
It is. It is good.
That's my favorite kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. And you can play it online too. This is awesome. You can play up to 4 players. We could all 4 of us play this game.
I just don't understand like how the characters change every time you die. Like if you can select which ones you get to be, or if it's just random as all get out. I don't get that aspect of it yet. But I'm only I shouldn't say only, but I'm 20% into the game.
Yeah, I'm not that far either. Do you know, Jordan? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've played it, though. All this talk about it is making me want to get it for Switch now, too.
$3.74, Jordan.
Oh, I mean, that's definitely worth it.
I'll send you that and the Fox game.
Yeah, exactly.
The $40 Fox game.
But the best, I mean, because it really does play, I mean, it's like perfect for the Switch because of the fact that you can just pick it up and play for, I mean, the levels are not long and it's just like chaos and it's just so much fun. It is a lot of fun.
And each of like the areas seems to have 4 or 5 different levels, and then every time you rescue like 10 people, you unlock your next bro. And yeah. How
did they not come up with a sequel yet? That's my question.
That's a darn good question. You guys are lucky I'm not playing it right now.
You could. We would never know.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm muted, I have no idea what's going on.
Nice. Thanks, Phil. What about you, Mike? What have you been playing?
So I've continued playing some more of that Hyper Parasite.
Yeah.
You could actually, the review is up. You could find the review right now on GameRedsPodcast.com. And yeah, the game itself is really, really deep. I talked a lot about it, and you can read the review, but I'm just going to say, like, you could play through the first stage 20, 30 times and not unlock everything.
Really?
Yeah. And I beat the first stage and I made it to the second stage, and I couldn't, as the alien parasite, I couldn't possess anybody. Because in order to possess somebody, you need to first kill them, and then randomly, if they drop a brain, then you can possess them because you then possess their DNA and you know how to possess them. But it took me about, I think, beating the first level 2 or 3 times before I was able to get a character. So then I was able to get further into the second level. But I'm still enjoying that one, so I've been playing that a lot more.
Nice.
But the one that I wanted to talk about, my indie pick, is a game called Anode. And I'll spell that Anode. I had no idea what it was. All I saw is that it was 19 cents. It's on sale on the eShop. 19 cents. And I'm like, hey, this looks like a puzzle game. I like puzzle games.
Yeah.
So I'll 19 cents, Why not? So what this game is, it's a Tetris style game. So the blocks, fall from the top, and you gotta make sure you're getting rid of lines, but and they come in different shapes. But the twist on this that makes it un-Tetris-like is each block, like in a Tetramino, I think they're called. They're like 4 pieces.
Yeah.
They're like 4 blocks that make one shape.
Yeah.
Same concept, but each block that makes up the shape is a different color.
Mm.
And when you drop the pieces, if you drop one color that's within the 8 spaces around another color, it creates a line. It creates a line in between the 2 colors. So if you drop a red on the bottom and then you drop another red next to it and up one, so diagonally upright, there'll be like a red line that shows that connects those 2 together. And when you'll randomly get another block that has a flashing color. So if you get a flashing red color, and if you drop that one next to a colored piece, it'll take that one out, and any other one that's attached to it with that line.
Oh, interesting.
So you can theoretically drop, if you have the flashing one, you can drop it all the way to the left, and if you have things connected going all the way around and to the right, it'll do that. It'll do like a chain reaction and just boom, 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 and then the rest of the pieces will fall. And you get like you could do like combos and things like that.
Wow.
I know it's kind of difficult to explain, but I mean, check out a video of it, or better
I'm watching one right now, and it looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, and it's got a really, really good soundtrack, a very relaxing kind of like wubby, chill soundtrack.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very thumpy, I guess you could say. There's a lot of modes. I mean, there's endless mode. There's time attack. There's online leaderboards. Like
really?
for an indie game, like
That's
to have
crazy.
online.
Sense.
Yeah, and there's I think there's daily daily scores. I think I made for the time attack, I think I got like 34th place or something like that.
Wow.
So I was pretty proud of myself. Yeah. But it's if you like puzzle games and you've had your fill of Tetris 99 and you're at a point now where everybody else, you just fell behind the rest of the class and they're all just wailing on you in Tetris 99. You just want to play something a little more chill. I would definitely recommend picking up Anode. Especially if you like games like Tetris. And this one actually requires a lot more thinking than Tetris. I mean, with Tetris, I'm like, I can usually go on autopilot and just start changing and dropping just to fill in, But this one, you have to think like, okay, wait, I want to put this here, but I need to turn it this way to make sure that I can get this chain going all the way here. You're not just paying attention to one spot on the board. You're paying attention to the entire board to make sure you can get that chain of colors.
Wow.
So that when you drop that one piece, then it takes out the rest of the colors. So
That's awesome. That sounds like, I mean, in a way, the way you described it, it kind of sounds like Tetris meets like Columns or Bejeweled or something like that.
it kind of does, yeah, but it just doesn't have the match 3 aspect of it. But yeah, it does have a little bit of that to it. But like I said, for the price I got it for, without a doubt, it was worth it.
Yeah, there's so many good games right now that are super cheap, and I'm just it adds up though.
Yeah.
I put in like $10. I'm like, this will get me a couple games, and I'm like, okay, I gotta add another $10 because I just bought a bunch of games. That's awesome. Thanks, Mike. So for myself, I'll talk about 2 games. The first game I'll talk about is on sale as well, and it is Rogue Legacy. I don't know if I think Jordan, you played this game.
Yeah.
Right? Mike or Phil, have either of you played this game?
I
Is
have
that the one
not.
with the knight?
Yes.
Where you're a knight and it's is it the one where you die and your
Yes.
your offspring takes up the next
Yeah.
stage or something like that?
Yes.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Okay. Good guessing then. No, it's really so this is the first roguelike game that I've ever played. So I played it on a PlayStation 3, or at least the roguelike game that I can remember. I don't remember playing a roguelike before this.
Did you never play Dead Cells? Sorry.
Oh, I played Dead Cells. I played Dead Cells after this game.
Okay, gotcha.
So this game I think kind of encourages death because of the fact that you have these offsprings, and your offsprings that you get, like there's weird things about them. Like one might be colorblind, and so then everything's black and white when you play, or one might have like a fondness for nostalgia, so that everything is in like this weird like color, like that grayish kind of you know what I'm talking about. What is that color called?
I know what you mean. I can't think of the word either.
Yeah.
Oh, Sophia or something?
Yeah. So it has that look to it, and one might be like I don't remember what the affliction is, but that everything's backwards. So like when you move one way, you're actually going the other way. But you get to pick between three different offspring, and then they'll give that person a name, and then you have to play through the castle. You're trying to get back the castle from your ancestors. Or for your ancestors, I should say, and as you go along, you gain money, and then you use that money. Any money that you get, you can use to upgrade your keep, or I think they call it a keep, or I think maybe your castle. I'm not sure. And then in there you can like upgrade things, like you can get a blacksmith, or you can upgrade your health, or you can upgrade like your armor, or if you have, you can get paladins instead of just regular barbarians, which have special, like different special abilities. And it is really, I forgot how much fun this game is. It's a lot of fun, and just seeing all the different characters that you can unlock, and then after they die, they give them like titles, and it's like Sir So and So the Feeble, because you didn't do well, right? I die a lot in that game too. Like that's, I will say this, like I think they do a really good job with this game with death and roguelikes, but man, I will say like that is one thing that you can really ruin a game, how many times you die in a game. This one does it really well, but a lot of roguelikes don't do it very well, but this one does. So,
and there's a sequel coming.
There is a sequel, that's right.
Which they just announced like last week, like on April Fools. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So it's coming to Steam, I think, PC this summer, and then I'm hoping that it comes to console. I'm sure it will, but that's really exciting. So that's cool. And then the other fun game that I've been playing, the other game that came out probably a week or two ago now, is, I know this kind of borderlines the Nindie Focus, but it's made by a Nindie studio. I know it's published by Nintendo, but it was made by a Nindie studio, and that is Good Job. Have anybody played Good Job here?
Not yet, but I've had my eye on it.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
This game is just, it's just silly, and it's so much fun. So you are playing the offspring of this CEO, the successful CEO that has his own company, and you are a screw up.
So like real life.
Like real life. Yep.
And that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, that is putting it lightly. And then he hires, so they have this little montage of like all the screw ups that you did as you're growing up, and your dad just kind of like helps you, or I guess it's your dad. He kind of helps you along. And then I the reason I say it's kind of, I guess it's your dad, because these characters are like meeple looking. Do you guys know what meeples are? Like so they kind of look like that, like the characters you would see on a like men's room or women's room, right? So
okay.
And so he hires you on to do like small jobs for people in this company. So there's different floors, and as you go higher on the floors, the closer you get to the CEO's office. And so the first floor is like, simple stuff. It's just so crazy. So like there might be like one where, my favorite one so far I played was where they need a projector. So this company is hosting like an event, and they want a projector, and they need one, and they show you like, this is where it's supposed to go in this like auditorium, and it's way over here. And I was like, okay, well, there's stairs, and I can't just roll this thing down the stairs because it's gonna get stuck. Instead, there's this big glass window right in front of the stadium, or the auditorium that they're sitting in. So I set it up where I took this plug, and they're like, you take the plug and you plug it into an outlet, and it acts like a rubber band, and then you could take it and pull it back. And I shot it through the window, and it smashed through the window, smashed through the wall where it's supposed to go. And then I just moved it into place. I'm like, job's done. It is so fun. I mean, the idea is, though, you're not supposed to destroy. You're supposed to destroy as least amount as possible to get a better grade. But I'm just like, this is too much fun to play it the way you're supposed to play
to
it.
wreak havoc.
Yeah, exactly. It is just silly fun, and that, between that and BroForce, I mean, I'm just getting my laughs. It's funny. So cool. Well, those are the games that we're playing. Let's move on then to the games that are coming out this week. Here are the Nindies that are coming out for the week of April the 14th. Boot Hill Bounties, Path of Giants, Doubles Hard, Billion Road, Can Androids Pray, Finding Teddy 2 Definitive Edition, Galaxy Warfighter, Later Daters, Lost Artifacts Golden Island, Save Your Nuts, The Fox Awaits Me, Zed, Freak Out Calamity TV Show, Hyper Jam, Hers in Heaven, and Rover Wars. All right, so now we're going to be talking about the budget game, switching on a budget, and the game this week is When Ski Lifts Go Wrong, right? Is that right?
My notes just say how to suck at building ski lifts. So sure.
Why I failed as an architect.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yours sounds much better.
Yeah,
than
when
mine.
ski lifts go wrong.
Okay. I just want to say When Ski Lifts Go Bad, but yeah. Okay,
Like the old
so-
Fox TV shows when ski
Yeah.
lifts strike or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll let you guys. I'll open the floor to you guys. What do you guys think of this game? So we got it for like $1.49. That's the reason why it's on sale right now. It's usually $14.99, but it's 90% off right now.
And I think
so
it
it's
recently
$1.49.
came out too. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say about this game. It's got some variety to it, but again, I suck at building ski lifts, so I'm really good at going over budget, collapsing things, and running skiers into trees. But outside of
Yeah, that's
like
funny.
if that's what the game was all about, I'd have all the achievements in it.
Yeah.
So is the idea behind this one that you're just building a ski lift like up a mountain kind of thing?
Yep, you're trying
Yeah.
to get somebody up to the what are they called? Chalets? I don't know, the ski hut.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And so there's 8 different levels, 8 different mountains, which are the levels. And then within each of those mountains, there's 12 different scenarios, I think, right? And then when you play through those, you can earn different awards. So there's different goals to get. So you can just play it and just say, I don't care about the goals. I'm just going to build the ski lift the way I want to. But then there's like goals of like getting the, a safety factor of, below a certain percentage, or doing under a certain budget. There's also like medals in the game too. So like you can make the ski lift go up, and then if the skier grabs the medal, then you earn that medal as well. So there's different achievements that you
I
can get.
think a lot of the levels had 3 or 4 different things that you could do throughout the course of the level.
Yeah. So Mike, what were your initial thoughts on that game?
The one thing, so there's a few things that I liked about it. Number one, so I played bridge building games. I enjoy playing those. It's just a fun way to just really just kind of just stretch your brain a little bit. But I quickly get frustrated because I find out that I'm really bad at it. But it's also hilarious because when you fail at building a bridge and people try to go across and they plummet to their doom,
Yeah.
it's just it cracks me up.
Yeah.
So this one is more entry level than a lot of the other ones that I played.
Oh, good. I suck at an entry level bridge building game. Thanks. It's very reassuring.
So I mean, it's and like Roger said, I mean, it's easy to build it and just beat the level. But if you want to get all 3 medals, then you really have to you got to make sure you're staying under budget, and you got to make sure that it's structurally sound, and you got to make sure that I don't know, I forgot what the third one was. I think it's just making it to the end.
Yeah.
But it's relaxing and it's fun. I like playing it in portable mode because you can use the touch screen as well.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. That's
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah.
Yep. You can also use the other thing I like is they have different scenarios. So usually when you're doing a bridge building game, it's just, okay, I got to get this car across the bridge, and there's different cars that are heavy. This one, there's the ski lift. There's also you need to make ski jumps for people that are skiing.
Yep.
You can make routes for snowmobiles. So there's different types of scenarios which really shake things up a bit, and there's a lot of different materials you can use in the game. I also like the fact that if you mess up, you get to watch your failure.
Yeah.
And then you can really quickly go back in, and it shows you which support beam broke first.
Yeah. That's cool.
So you can go in and you can kind of just really quickly, you can seriously make adjustments in less than a minute and then try it out again. It doesn't punish you for how many times you tried.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, for that price, switching on a budget, it's absolutely great. The only thing it was missing were snipers.
I thought the exact same thing the first time I hit the ski jump, and I'm like, why is nobody shooting at this guy jumping?
Yeah. And just as a heads up, every game from here on out that I'm going to talk about,
Oh boy.
if it doesn't have snipers in it, I'm gonna admonish the game. Animal Crossing.
Yep.
You haven't made
No
it far enough
snipers.
yet, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, okay.
You snipe balloons with the slingshot.
That's
so,
true.
I mean,
That's a good
Oh,
point.
it's
That's a good
Jordan.
point. Yeah.
I mean,
Saving
come on.
Animal Crossing.
So with the snowmobile ones and the snowboarding ones, you actually play as those characters. The skiers you don't though. The skiers
Yeah,
they just
you've
get
got
on
control
the
over the skiers too. You can still.
Oh, you
jump with
do?
them. Yeah.
Oh, you can. Okay.
You can't really do much because they're usually in the air or whatever. But after you go through the ski hut clubhouse thing, you can jump down the side of the mountain, and there's like a little portal thing that you can hit that'll send you back around. You can go through your level a couple of times if you want.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I guess I didn't realize that. I knew that for the snowboarder, because with the snowboarder, you have to build like jumps, and there might be like the metal above a certain area that you do have to like control your character to make him jump higher to get that metal, which is kind of cool. The one thing that I will say, so they have the first level, the first mountain is like a tutorial mountain. So you have this guy kind of like walking you through, and it's slow.
I'll agree with that. The tutorial does take you a while to get through that tutorial. I'm just like, okay, I know what to do.
Yeah.
There's like 12 levels of the tutorial too.
Yes.
It wasn't just like a little couple, 2-3 levels. It was one of the full mountains or whatever.
Yeah. I felt like I skipped through, like I went through like, I don't know, half of them, and I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna go and play the next mountain. And I enjoyed the game much more just like playing with it and like experimenting with what I can do. I thought that was more fun than going through that tutorial. I get why they have a tutorial, but it just wasn't fun. The other thing that I will say about the touch screen, so I started playing with touch screen, and the one thing that I found, that little play button is way up in the right hand corner. So after you build your lift, you have to hit the play button, and I always left it on the. So you have like a toolbar on the bottom. So you have the different tools, and one of them is the rope or the pulley the rope for the pulley that you have for the ski lift. And I would hit play, but it would pick up the rope, and it would put it all the way up there, and then it would fall down. And every time, and then it would go to my level, and the rope would just fall. And I said, "What the heck? Why is that?" It's because it didn't pick up exactly where I was hitting, and I hated that. I didn't like that, so I stopped playing in touchscreen mode. And I did find though, if I get off of that tool and I went to like the planks or something like that, it was fine. But I always put the rope on last, and I always forget to move it off the rope, and then I hit play, and it says, "Oh, you wanted to move the rope up there?" I'm like, "No, I didn't want to move the rope up there. I wanted to hit play." Yeah, I don't know. Did you either of you? Jordan, you didn't play this, right?
No, I didn't. I am so terrible at these kind of games, and I've tried multiple in the past, and I just never have fun. It's just so frustrating.
Yeah, see, I think you'd be okay with this one though.
Okay.
I mean, because like Mike said, this is so like, even though Phil says I suck at it. No, but it is like the first couple months. I mean, even Phil, don't you agree? Like the first couple months are pretty.
Yeah, they're not that bad at all. They're really not. It's just a matter of like me just being bad.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to get like all 3 medals, it becomes more difficult. But if you just want to be like, I don't care, I'm just gonna build the stuff, it's fine. Or if you want to say, I just wanted to see mass destruction, then you can do that too. I actually thought there should be more mass destruction, in my opinion, on this game.
Needed snipers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Mike. I cut you off. What were you?
I was gonna say I saved a video because this really made me chuckle, because I spent all this time making a ski lift, and when I pressed play and I went up, I would say 80% of the ski lift fell apart and was destroyed.
Yeah.
But the other 20% safely got my skier to the top of the mountain and got the medal. So
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
and I'm like, all right, I guess you can't argue with results.
That only means you wasted 80% of your time building it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so for a game called When Ski Lifts Go Wrong, I would expect to see like, I don't know, like encouraging you to like build something bad. And I was a little disappointed that it wasn't more of like good job. I was expecting it to be more like that, where like you can just do mass destruction and it'd be funny, but you can still pass the level, versus like building it right and making sure it doesn't go wrong. I don't know. I guess that was my thought. It was just kind of a weird title. I was expecting something different from the game, I guess.
Makes sense.
I will say that my ski lifts did go wrong more times than they went right.
Most definitely.
So.
Also, I'm really sorry whoever hired my company to come in and build ski lifts, because we're about $200,000 over budget, and there's a whole bunch of people dead.
Yeah. Thank God for liability waivers.
So yeah, that's out on right now. It is $1.49. How long does that sale go on for? Do you guys know?
I'm not sure.
I want to say it ends probably next week. So if this is something you want to get, you should look into it. Yeah, I mean, I think for $1.49, it was definitely worth $1.49.
That's not bad.
$14.99, $15. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Would you pay $15?
I'm not paying $15 for it. No.
Yeah, I'd be okay if it was half off.
Yeah, me too.
That's about as high as I'd be willing to go, because I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think it's $15.
No. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention was the music. It's just the same song over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, okay. Yeah, put something else in here. It was okay. It wasn't a bad song. It was just the same song. So, $1.49, totally. I would totally say I buy it for $1.49. Like you said, half off. I would say yeah, it's totally worth it. But $14.99, a little pricey. So there you have it. That is our switching on a budget game. Before we go, why don't we go around and tell people, actually, before we go, I do have feedback from one of our listeners. And listeners, if you want to give us feedback, you certainly can. You can leave us feedback on Podbean. We are going to be going on iTunes here shortly. So if you are listening to this on iTunes, you can certainly leave us a review on iTunes and we'll read your reviews on the show. Otherwise, you can send us an email at info@gamerheadspodcast.com. And you can let us know what you think of the show. You can also suggest games to us. And we did get some feedback here. And this comes from Tom. He listened to our podcast on YouTube and said, cool video. I really liked it. So thank you.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. All right. So now let's go around and tell people how they can get a hold of us. We'll start with you, Jordan. How can people follow you on the social medias?
Sure thing. You can find me on Twitter at CrypticJordan.
Cool. And Phil, how can people follow you?
You can find me at the letter B, now 23.
Cool. And Mike, how can people follow you?
You could find me on Twitter at TCThrowers and at twitch.tv/TCThrowers.
Nice. And listeners, you can follow Gamerheads. That's at Gamerheads PC. I also did create a Twitter account for the Nindie Focus Podcast. But apparently Nindie Focus was taken, so I had to use Focus Nindie. So it's at Focus Nindie, but
Last name first, just like an application. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just put a comma in there, you're all set.
Exactly. All right. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
And Phil, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks. Looking forward to next week.
Yeah, me too. And Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And listeners, thank you so much for listening. And that will wrap it up. Let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you next week. See ya.
So long.
Bye.
Bye.